lucky Jamers, it's Krim here, and today I have some tips and tricks for you on how to get it rarer. So over the years I've discovered some tips and tricks on how to get rare, and I want to share them with you. But one thing I want to say before I start the video is that no matter how desperate you get for rares, no matter how much you want to wear a sweet bag, never ever resort to scamming, okay? It's just really not a good idea. It can get you banned, first of all, suspended, whatever. It's just really not a good idea. You're putting everything on the line, first of all. But that's not the only problem with scamming. You really don't see how much it hurts people because we're just looking at a screen, but whatever you do, please don't scam. It's really not worth breaking someone's heart. So anyway, let's get right into it. Okay, so number one, I cannot exaggerate enough on this, okay? Do adventures, you guys. I just really recommend doing hard mode, but then again, it's really hard for me because I'm really bad at adventures. But I really do recommend doing the Great Escape, Greely's Inferno, and the Stitch for Greely because they give pretty good prizes. And if you don't know what the prizes are for each chest, then it's just easy. You can go look up on the Animal Jam Wiki, look up the name of the adventure, and it shows you the prizes on that page. But there's one last adventure that I would like to mention. The Front Lines. It's one of the 2D adventures. It has amazing prizes that not many people know about. Like, it has a desk and a window and a chest and some other cool stuff. But not many people know about them. So I'm hoping maybe these awesome items can get more attention because, they just look really awesome and they have this awesome, Sir Gilbert theme. I really like the desk from that adventure because it's just an awesome item. This adventure does not have a hard mode, so it's a bit easier and you're doing the same work as a normal adventure and getting even awesome, cooler prizes. But for members, okay, Forgotten Desert, and I know a lot of people say this, but Forgotten Desert is one of the best ways to get rares, okay? I know it has a very small chance, but it is possible to get long collars in that adventure. So, go do some Forgotten Desert. Okay, number two, I know a lot of people say this, alright, but just listen. Always buy the rim. Sometimes they cost a lot, like the Epic Wonders rims, and yes, it's so annoying, and you may not have gems, but it is very annoying. Yes, I know. But I'd say it's worth it, because you can get a clothing beta for just 10 rims, and that's pretty good considering how easy it is to obtain rims. So yeah, I really recommend buying the rims, even though they can be very expensive and just so annoying. But yeah, buy rims. Okay, number three is plushie stores. Just, oh my gosh, they're always a good idea. There's nothing to lose on a good old plushie store, okay? The claw machine can be pretty annoying sometimes, but I read somewhere that you have a 33% chance of getting a plushie every time. I think there was an Animal Jam Wiki that told me that because everything I know comes from the AJ Wiki, but yeah, you have a 33% chance of getting a plushie every time. And you're not losing much, it's just 5 gems for each go, so. But then again, I'd stock up on the special plushies, like the ones that have clothing or the special patterns, because people really like those ones. And, plushies, anyone that has a store, people love stores. But anyway, plushie stores are awesome. It's a really good way to get some rares. Number four, this one actually has a bit to do with scamming and scamming awareness. So don't ever go to anyone's giveaway, in Shamar Township, that's if they're advertising so they have Black Long on trade, right? They're usually not members, by the way, because they're spare accounts. They'll have a Black Long tray or something, say giveaway my den, right? Always check their achievements, because if they only have a few, that probably means they're a spare account that someone made, that they're trying to prevent their main account from being scammed, that has all their good stuff on it. So they're just trying to make sure that they can scam and get away with it. Also, while I'm talking about this, never ever do trust trades, guys. I can't exaggerate enough on that. Please do never ever do trust trades. Even if it's one of your best friends, it's never a good idea. You have a humongous risk of being scammed. Just do not ever do trust trades. The only giveaways that I recommend are the ones posted on YouTube, because most of the time they are trustworthy and it's rare that people scam on them. Number 5, So we all know that basically nobody goes underwater, right? But that's probably the reason that like Bubbletron 5000s and barrel sponges are so rare. What I'm trying to say here is that you should always check underwater stores. Like, don't exclude the underwater stuff, okay? Because, especially the one in Connie Cove, because the first time, my good friend Parajazz told me about that store, and the first time I checked it there were just so many items I had no idea that they existed. So yeah, always, if you're checking stores, don't forget to check the underwater ones, because they're just as good, and they have awesome items, and basically no one goes down there, so make sure you get those items. Number 6, do not ever trade for something if you don't know its worth. I really recommend using the Animal Jam Worth Wiki. They're really reliable. They can tell you the worth of almost like every single item, except for a few. I've only come across a few circumstances in which they don't have the worth posted. But if they don't have the worth posted, then they have discussions where people like can talk about it. But for example, if you didn't know what nerd glasses are worth, just search up nerd glasses worth AJ, and it will bring up the link to Animal Jam Worth Wiki, and it will tell you what it's worth. And if you don't feel like using the wiki, then you can just watch trade jumps on YouTube for the item. Alrighty, so thank you all so much for listening to my tips. I appreciate the support, and I will see you in my next video. I'd love so much if you'd smash the like button, give it a like, and comment what you'd like to see next. I love to see all your suggestions. Also, before I leave, please give your mom a hug. Goodbye.